Imagine a man standing inside a dusty garage, looking at a beat-up 20-year-old sedan that leaks oil onto the concrete floor every single night. Local dealerships tell him the vehicle is worth $2,000 at best, but he flatly refuses to sell it for less than $5,000. He genuinely convinces himself that his old car possesses a special, hidden value, completely blind to the fact that his stubbornness is draining his savings. This exact financial delusion is happening inside your own life right now, and it is silently destroying your chances of building real, life-changing wealth. Your mind is currently playing a dangerous trick on you that behavioral scientists have studied for decades, but almost nobody warns you about the consequences. Before we unmask this hidden mental trap, and trust me, the dark reality of how it controls your wallet will shock you, we must look deeper. I break down one critical psychological pattern per video in plain English so you can protect your hard-earned money from your own hidden biases. If you want to understand the secret rules of human behavior and master your financial future, take 1 second to subscribe and hit the bell. To see this psychological trap in action, we have to travel back to a famous university experiment that changed economic history completely and forever. In 1990, a brilliant Nobel Prize-winning economist named Richard Thaler sat down with Daniel Kahneman to conduct an incredibly simple experiment with students. The researchers handed out attractive, branded university coffee mugs to exactly half of the students in the classroom, without charging them a single penny. The students who received a free mug were asked to name the absolute lowest price they would accept to sell it to someone else. The remaining students who did not get a mug were asked to state the maximum amount of cash they would spend to buy one. Standard economic theory predicted that both groups would value the coffee mugs at roughly the exact same price because the object was identical. But the actual data shocked the researchers, because the students who owned the mugs demanded over $7 to give them up completely. Meanwhile, the students who did not own the mugs refused to pay anything more than roughly $3 for the exact same plastic object. Simply holding an object for a few fleeting minutes made it instantly feel more than twice as valuable to the human brain than before. Psychologists officially call this specific cognitive bias the Endowment Effect, and it proves that ownership immediately distorts your perception of reality. Your survival-driven brain did not evolve for modern financial markets, so it treats the sale of any possession as a painful, dangerous physical loss. What most people never realize is that this subtle evolutionary glitch forces you to value your cheap junk far more than actual liquid wealth. Think about the last time you tried to clean out your closet or sell an old smartphone that you have not touched in years. You look at a dusty pile of old clothes and convince yourself they are worth $50, even though nobody would pay $5. You store the useless junk in your house for years, wasting valuable physical space just to avoid the imaginary pain of a cheap sale. But while keeping an old shirt is relatively harmless, applying this broken logic to your major investments will ruin your long-term future. This brings us to the first major pattern interrupt of our story, which reveals how this illusion directly targets your largest financial assets. Take a look at the modern real estate market, where people frequently make the most devastating financial errors of their entire adult lives. A family will live in a house for 15 years, filling the walls with personal memories, birthdays, holidays, and emotional milestones of their children. When it comes time to sell the property, professional real estate agents will present cold, hard market data showing the house is worth $40. But the owners will completely reject the data because they are emotionally anchoring the price to their own personal history and memories. Real data compiled by major housing platforms like Zillow proves that overlisting a home due to emotional attachment causes it to sit forever. The property becomes stagnant on the marketplace, forcing the owner to eventually accept a price far lower than the original market value. They sacrifice tens of thousands of dollars in real, liquid wealth simply because they could not separate their memories from a physical building. Corporate giants and clever tech companies understand this vulnerability perfectly, and they design their entire business models around exploiting your brain. Think about how modern software businesses offer you a free 30-day trial with absolute full access to all of their premium features. They are not doing this out of generosity or kindness. They are deliberately triggering the endowment effect inside your subconscious mind. Once that streaming app or software tool lives on your phone for a month, your brain shifts from evaluating it to owning it completely. Canceling the subscription no longer feels like saving money. Instead, your mind interprets it as losing a valuable possession you already own. Car dealerships use this exact same psychological weapon when they aggressively insist that you take a new vehicle home for the weekend. They know that once you park that shiny car in your own driveway, your emotional relationship with the object changes forever. Your neighbors see it, your brain claims ownership of it, and suddenly, turning down the expensive lease feels like an agonizing personal defeat. Before I reveal the most counterintuitive part of this trap, which actually explains why you stay in bad jobs, stay with me closely. What we are about to uncover in the next 2 minutes is the hidden mechanism that keeps millions of people completely broke. The endowment effect does not just apply to physical objects like cars, houses, old mugs, or clothes sitting inside your bedroom closet. It applies heavily to your ideas, your current career path, your business projects, and even the toxic relationships you choose to tolerate. You will stay at a miserable, dead-end job for 5 long years simply because you overvalue the comfort of what you currently possess. The market might be offering a much better opportunity elsewhere, but your fear of letting go of your current status paralyzes you. You mistake the familiar safety of your current junk situation for actual, genuine value, turning down major financial pivots out of sheer panic. Your brain prefers a guaranteed piece of cheap garbage in the hand over a massive chest of gold waiting just over the horizon. This is the part nobody tells you. True wealth requires you to view the world with cold, ruthless, and absolute objectivity at all times. If you want to break free from this powerful illusion and unlock your true financial potential, you must implement a specific mental exercise. Behavioral economists recommend using the reverse ownership test whenever you are struggling to make a clean, logical decision about an asset. Look at the old car, the stagnant stock, or the junk in your garage and ask yourself a very simple, clarifying question today. If you did not already own this specific item right now, how much of your hard-earned cash would you spend to buy it? If you would not spend $2,000 to buy that old sedan today, then keeping it means you are making a mistake. By keeping a depreciating asset, you are effectively buying it back from the marketplace every single day at the current market price. Let go of the emotional clutter, liquidate the dead weight holding you back, and free up your capital for things that actually compound. So let us pull this entire lesson together so you can carry this powerful framework with you for the rest of your life. We learned that the endowment effect forces us to value our own possessions twice as much as the actual, real-world market values them. We exposed how major companies use free trials and test drives to trick our brains into an artificial sense of permanent ownership. Share this video right now with one person you know who desperately needs to clean out their garage or fix their financial mindset.